Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, this is episode 1 of the Part-Time Podcast. I don't know if that's the title of a podcast already, but
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too.
Kind of cute.
It kind of came to mind. So I've been thinking a lot about podcasting and how I'd like to do something like that since we've met.
Because you like to talk.
I like to talk a lot about just whatever. I didn't realize how bad my rants were until one day, and I was listening to some comedian, and he was going off on something he clearly read about 2 seconds before, and was ranting to this other person loudly. And I looked at my fiance, and I said, "Is that what I sound like?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I'm trying to be a little better about it, but I'm wanting to start a podcast. But our problem is we're like, oh, we don't have anything to say. We don't really have any perspective on anything. Then I kind of clicked today when I was sitting down having some coffee, and I thought about the fact that I'm going to go back to full-time at my job. And I was thinking how nice it would be if I could just go back to part-time and what I would do with my time and blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of where I came up with the idea, because both of us really value our time a lot, which I think most people do and can relate to. Not just being as productive as possible, but we just value our time together and, I don't know, anything we choose to do, even if it's relaxing. But yeah, so basically just that, like getting the most out of our time and kind of where we're at right now. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what you've been doing recently and what you're about to do? Not work, we don't have to be specific, but like the big project you're like undertaking.
So I'm trying to start selling my crochet items. I've been crocheting for like a really long time, since I was like a little kid.
If I can just interject real quick, this is not going to be the interjecting podcast. I just want to say when we first met, I was more the creative one, and Anna mentioned in passing.
Just kind of. Well, when we met, I was working 2 jobs. Mm-hmm. Well, I was working one job, and then I ended up started working another job at the same time. So I was working like 70 hours a week. So I was kind of just like, I was at the point in time in my life. I was like 22. So I was like at that point where I was like, work, make as much money as you can. Like there's literally like any open time that I have, I'm literally just going to be at work. Like I don't care about anything else. Like I didn't really want to be.
Put your head down and work.
Yeah, I didn't really want to be creative. I just wanted to work because I just recently had like dropped out of college. So I just really wanted to just work and make money and just kind of like live on my own, like have my own experiences and like do my own thing and just try to like figure stuff out. I felt like that was the best way that I could do that, was to just be like by myself, like do my own thing, like work. And then, you know, we met, and I think you really brought out a lot of the creative stuff in me that I had like pushed down a lot because I just felt like I didn't need to do it, you know? Like
just the point I was just getting at was just like, you mentioned offhand, you're like, oh, I like to crochet. And I was just thinking to myself like, I've known a lot of people that just say, oh, I crochet. And I didn't even, when we fell in love, I've dated a lot of artsy people in the past, and that's such a part of their personality that I didn't know that was a huge part of you at all. And long story short, you're very good at crocheting, and I didn't know about it.
Yeah. Well, I did it a lot in college because I was very depressed and lonely, and I didn't really have a lot of friends. I didn't really want to go and do anything. I just felt like I didn't fit in, like whatever. So like I had, you know, known how to crochet for like a really long time, but I never really, like I knew basic stuff like from what I was taught from my aunts and like my grandma and stuff, but like I didn't know like how to make things. Yeah. Like I didn't know how to follow patterns. I didn't know how to do any of that.
I'm like fascinated by it.
Yeah, it's like a whole different like language basically. Like it's crazy. And so I kind of like, I got a book. I think I got like my mom got me a book for like Christmas or something. that had like every stitch possible in it, like anything that you would need to know about crocheting in it. And I literally just like read that book, like
Yeah.
front to back. I would go in that book all the time and like learn how to do all different types of stuff. And then I started like following patterns because I could read patterns. And then
That's awesome.
I've kind of just gotten to the point now where I just kind of think of something and I make it. I don't really like, and sometimes I'll reference a pattern, but like I don't really look at patterns and like follow
Yeah.
patterns anymore unless it's something very specific and hard and like crazy. But like if it's something simple, I just make like bags and like hats and stuff like that, which is like very easy concept to like follow, but I just kind of
Yeah.
like do my own thing and I just like make whatever I want.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I don't think I'll ever forget when you made. You'd been making a lot of things from patterns and working on projects for like Christmas gifts for people, and you
Yeah,
made
like keychains. I was making a lot of
yeah.
little keychains for people, for all my friends.
you made a you just without a pattern or anything.
first thing
Yeah,
I
you
did.
made a cheese Danish, and I saw your reaction to when you made it, and I knew you had like the bug, like the creative bug.
Yeah, I like
It's
that
it's
was
a very specific thing. It's hard to explain. Where
Yeah.
anyone can, not anyone, but a lot of people can follow just directions or some kind of guide. But when you sort of have an idea and you see it come to fruition on your own from everything you've learned, it's
different.
It's a different thing.
that was like the first thing that I had ever made that wasn't like a simple like hat or bag that I could just reference to something and kind of like do my own thing and make it. That was the first thing that I had ever just thought of in my brain, like just was like, hey, because I you know, I had a friend that like was really into cheese danishes, so I was like, that's what
We all do, I think.
I want to I was like, that's what I want to make for her. I wanted to make a little keychain of a cheese Danish for her, but I was like, and it was a very specific cheese Danish. It wasn't a regular cheese Danish. It was a cheese Danish from Starbucks.
Yes, which is a very specific thing.
It looks different. It's way different. It's probably not even the same. I don't even know if you can consider that a Danish, really. Could you?
Kind of. I don't know.
It's just a pastry. Like
Yeah.
pastry with cream cheese in it. Like, but that they call it a cheese Danish. So that's what I
Chewy
was.
to be the. I don't know.
It's weird. Well, there's also no fruit in it. Like, a lot of times I feel like Danishes are like strawberry
There's
Danish.
cheese Danish as
yeah.
well, but like it's weird.
It's
An
weird.
actual cheese Danish has a lot more like goo in it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But that-
enough on cheese
yeah.
Danishes.
I just had to set the scene so that people knew what kind of Danish I was
You
talking
can
about.
see it in your mind's eye.
Well, because it was also like, if you look at a cheese Danish, it's very simple. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
it's a rectangle, and then there's it because it's factory made. Like, it's literally made in a factory. They all look the same. So, and then there's just like a little rectangle of cream cheese in the middle, and it's like yellow cream cheese too. It's not
Yeah.
even like, it's not white, like it's yellow basically. So
it was very when you had made that. It was very, very
Yeah.
reminiscent.
so I
You
had
could tell
like
exactly what it was.
I just made it. Like, I just thought of it in my head and I made it, and it literally made me think to myself. I was like, well, if I made that, like, then I can just kind of make anything I want. Like, if I really think about it and I try really hard, like,
Something
I can
that,
do
that
it.
clicks with some people, and it opens a whole world of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if you moved into a new house or something and you needed a shelf and you couldn't find one to buy one, and you figured out you could make one. All of a sudden, your entire house is like a giant project.
That's literally our house.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you did with the shelves
Yeah.
in our house. You put
Pretty
up
much.
how many shelves?
Some people just they can't wrap their head around just like, oh, well, I can just make whatever I want whatsoever.
Well, it's also like sometimes when you're looking at something, like you buy something in the store and it's so elaborate and just like whatever, because it's specifically made for like that. And that's fine. Like, if you want to go buy like something that's elaborate and stuff like that. But like, basically, like when it gets down to it, a shelf is literally a piece
Yeah.
of wood. Just a plank of wood. Like, so if you really wanted to go make your own shelf to fit your style, you could do that so easily.
Yeah.
But it's just people don't want to do that. They don't feel they don't, you know, they're not passionate about that, and that's fine. But like, it's just a lot easier than you think.
Yeah.
Because you look at it and you're like, oh my God, that would just be like so hard, blah, blah, blah. You have so much to do, like whatever. But then like when you really boil it down and like, not everything has to be elaborate. Like most of the time when we make stuff, it's very simple and it still looks really great.
Yeah.
Like
So
it doesn't have to be
speaking of simple, like let's get back to where you were starting with what you're doing with your crochet stuff now.
Yes.
And what kind of clicked? The one little thing.
What one little thing? Oh, my lighter holders.
Yeah, but just kind of in general, the idea, I don't know.
I mean, I really want to. Well, I started making them. They're so easy to make. They're
it's a
really
little it's a little caddy not a caddy.
It's a keychain like lighter holder. So I just like you put your
for
lighter
like a
in
Bic
it.
lighter.
Yeah, like a Bic lighter, or I mean, we can fit other lighters in there, but like smaller lighters. But
so many people lose them.
Yeah,
like,
you lose your lighters. People ask for a lighter and they take your lighter, they, use it and then they take it. But like this, it has like a whole like key ring on it and everything, so you can like put it on your keys and like you can use it in the lighter in the lighter holder itself too.
Yeah.
So you're not like if somebody borrows your lighter, they're not going to take it because it's got your whole keys on it, or it's got this really nice crocheted lighter holder on it, so the person is more inclined to be like, here, give it back to you because it's got that on it. Or you can be like, that's my lighter, clearly, because it's got
no, this one's mine.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna steal your lighter with a lighter cover on it and be like, no, this is mine, because so I thought that it'd be like a really good idea to sell. And I want to take it to like smoke shops and stuff like that and see if they want to sell it, which I feel like can be really easy.
And me and we didn't even introduce ourselves yet, did we?
Oh yeah, no we did.
My name's Joe.
I'm Anna.
We are co-fiancés and we are creatives, I guess, but we just mainly are people who value our time. And we are realistic with our time constraints, I think. That sounds very boring.
We try to be realistic. It's just, I feel like you do stuff in your life and you're always like, oh my God, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And then it never happens.
Yeah.
So like, I've just kind of learned over the years to just be a lot more realistic with myself. Like just being like more honest and realistic with myself.
Then still, I think there's a good balance where we still are optimistic and
yeah. I mean, we're doing stuff that we can. Like we know we have to. We have to work a regular job, obviously, to make pay our bills and stuff. But we also enjoy doing all these other things. So,
and I feel like with like. Basically, so what Anna and I are both doing kind of separately and together is we're each launching, well, I already have one, but she's launching like her Depop and a Poshmark, like basically an online store. We're going to work on marketing together. We don't really know what we're doing with some of the stuff. We just know what we like. And maybe something will come of it, maybe not, but
we're just kind of throwing stuff to the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah, and like I think a very realistic goal is to make a tiny bit of money to be able to cut back a little bit at work.
It would be so nice.
Yeah, to realistically just say, hey, I need to make this month and I know I will be able to have that coming in. Or I have saved up enough money from this that I can cut back for this amount of time.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty realistic. And so basically Anna's starting with, she's got her crocheting and the lighters are a very small part of this whole thing. She works on these bags that are amazing, like any size, like you could want. I think you should do bigger ones for groceries, or people make stuff just for produce that is more of the loosely knit.
Yeah, I see those. I see patterns for those all the time. Those would be like super easy.
So her store will have a mix of these tiny things that people can grab, but I think also maybe some made to order stuff. Like she'll have
Yeah.
like something like a holder for a flower pot, and have an example of it. And that's not something that you would say, hey, you want to buy 10 of them? You could say, I'm happy to make this for you. It'll take a week or whatever.
Yeah, I definitely want to get into that a little bit later, just because I want to I want to figure out like how it, because with a business, like you got to know like how long it's going to take you to make all these certain products so that you can plan your
if I
time
could just
out.
interject for a second, that's another thing. It's like we were talking the other day about people starting new businesses and starting things and being very, very optimistic. But then I was thinking a lot of reason people don't do stuff like this is because they know a lot about it, and they realize that they're not going to have the resources to do that.
Yeah.
And like Wig,
Our cat wants
he's
to
never
add in some talking points.
Where's I going with that? Oh, well, we're just being very realistic with the whole thing, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought because Wig jumped in. Back to what you were saying. I think I might be over the mic.
Sorry.
Okay,
I don't remember what I was saying.
it's okay. We're just starting the business. Well, on like the marketing end of it,
I was saying that I wanted to get into made to order stuff, but I just wanted to I want to get my basis down of like how long it takes to make a lot of my products,
Right.
so that I know how long it takes me to make them. I know when that I can make them. I can plan out time to make certain stuff like that I need. And then that'll make it a lot more easier for me to do made to order stuff, because then I already know how long it's going to take me
Exactly.
to make it.
Right.
So when somebody
You
orders
factor
it,
that in
I
to
can
everything.
factor that in to my, week of like what I have to make.
yeah,
And I really wanted to have a lot of stuff already made
Yeah.
for my store.
right.
So that I can just put it
Same
all
thing.
on there, and then maybe I can focus on a little bit more of the made to order stuff when I have a lot of product already out there
Yeah.
that people can buy already. So that I'm not
Exactly.
stuck having to make like a bunch of stuff all together.
Yeah. Just like I kind of remember the point I was getting at when I was like knowing a lot of creative people and people with just like ideas and just liking like art and stuff in general. There's always people who say just like, oh, I want to have a store and sell t-shirts. But then when you actually boil it down and you say, okay, are you going to make them? Okay, what happens
Yeah.
tomorrow if you get an order for 20 t-shirts? That's
Exactly.
not like a ton of money or anything when you factor in the time it's going to take you, the resources it's going to take you to do it. I mean, and then that's when most people would be like, oh, maybe I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So really, when you start out realistic, I think, I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot more longevity. I kind of wanted to podcast today about it because I think when we look back in a few weeks, we'll, I don't know, we'll just have a little more perspective on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just really excited about everything. And we were talking about, like, I have a store that's just some, like, stickers and art prints and stuff, and I'm going to be selling some buttons and pins. But I wanted to start marketing my stuff a little more. So what me and Anna I was saying to Anna was that I could factor her stuff in as well and like just do some marketing a few days a week. And by marketing, I just mean cross promotion through like a bunch of social media.
Which also takes time.
It takes it takes a lot of time, and it's very. It's not that it's hard. Yeah, tedious. It's not really hard to wrap your head around. It's just like a lot.
Doing
You have to
it.
be consistent, and there is creativity and stuff that goes into it that you don't realize, and you get drained so quick.
Yeah, it's just just me like posting like a lot of my listings online. It just takes time. You have to sit there and you have to go post by post and write out
Yeah.
all this stuff for it and go through and do every little thing. So it just takes time, and you just have to like dedicate that time
Yeah.
to it.
It's just I think when you're a creative person, what's driving you, the creativity and everything, does not mash well with the promotion aspect of it. For me, at least, it's you're driven to just have it up and sell it, but then you have to pour more of yourself into that part, it's hard. That's just what I've noticed a bit.
I think though, it's a good balance though, because we're doing the thing that we love. Like, I genuinely love crocheting. I mean, and you genuinely love to draw and create and stuff like that. So like, it's easy to do that aspect of it. So you have no issue creating the thing because you love it so much and you're so passionate about it. But then it's just a little hard to go and promote it and everything. Yeah. But I feel like it does give it a really nice balance because...
Oh, yeah. Just like sometimes when, like, say I was to, like, say I wanted to give my store an overhaul or something, or open a new store or something, and then I would go and have to put a title up on there, or like a logo up at the top. If I don't have that ready to go, like something I've already made, that's going to take me a little bit of time to do that, and it's just like frustrating. It stops it, and I might not have the creative juice to make that in particular.
Yeah, at that moment.
Yeah, but like I will say, my like current job now that's like super part time. I'm like an, I don't know what you call it, like a brand manager artist for this restaurant. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I have learned a ton about like not just getting something done in time constraint, and not just what the client wants, but getting something done and making it look good. That's something that helps me a lot. Thinking, if I can finish something in a certain time, but it doesn't look good or it's not aesthetically pleasing to me, then it's not it's not done. It's not the right thing. I hope that's not rambling. I just mean like in that scenario I was talking about where like having to make a title or a title card or something. Now I think I have more of the tools to get it done. Yeah. Well, anyway, that was 20 minutes. I think that's good for this one. We said a lot. Yeah. Any last words? Anna's final thoughts? This is the Anna's final thought corner. Everybody's favorite segment of the program.
My final thoughts are only about Wig and how he was being a menace while we were doing this because we weren't giving him attention. Yeah. And he was doing something that he literally never does, which is get on top of the box that he likes to play inside of and scratch at the tape on top of the box, which he has literally never done in his life. So those are my final thoughts.
Yeah, and if anyone has a cat that does not like phones, I notice that a lot. Our cat does not like phones. I've had pets that do not like phones. For some reason, when we're podcasting, he was right up into the phone for some reason.
Yeah, he wanted to be all up in the mic. You probably heard a little bit of his nose going, but...
hopefully. If not, we're just going to sound like crazy people that don't have a cat.
Yeah, we probably do sound crazy, because he usually makes a lot of noise, but he has not meowed at all, which he usually does, so now we do sound crazy. Because it does seem like we don't have a cat.
Alrighty, and my final thoughts are that I just hope we do more of these, because this was a lot more fun than I expected.
Yeah, it was fun.
Alrighty, we'll probably keep them around 20 minutes. We'll see how it goes in the future. Alright, bye.
Bye.